Hello and welcome to the future. So, this is going to be my review of Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, and what I thought. I have not seen the movie as of this point right now, but me and my mom just got done watching Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. And we are going to leave in about half an hour or so to go see The New Empire. Or Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. So whenever I return from seeing that movie, I will give you my full review, and I will let you know before I start talking about spoilers. So, we just got back from seeing Godzilla x Kong, and I don't know what to say. I went in expecting a good movie, and, well, I'm disappointed. Not because it wasn't a good movie, but because, it wasn't good. It was not good. It was absolutely amazing. This is the best MonsterVerse movie, in my opinion. It's great. There's so many monsters. There's Godzilla, Kong, Scar King, Shimo, Warbats, a Basilisk, Mutz, Mothra, Tiamat, Scylla, Psycho Vultures, Hellhawks. There's some sort of tree thing. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. There is not words to describe how amazing this movie was. I can't say how good this movie is because there are not words to explain how good it is. It's the best MonsterVerse movie I have seen. My original ranking of movies was Godzilla, Skull Island, King of Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, from least favorite to favorite. New Empire is above all of them. It's better than Godzilla vs. Kong and King of Monsters combined. It's better than anything I've ever seen. The storyline is great. The trailer does not do this movie any justice because the trailer is good, but after watching the movie, the trailer is just horrible. I hate to say it, but the trailer is horrible after seeing the movie because the movie is so absolutely amazing. It has amazing CGI. The landscape is beautiful. The monsters are huge and somewhat terrifying. My mom screamed during the one scene. But yeah, this entire movie is just amazing. I can't stress it enough. It's great. But let's get into the spoilers. You can see my hands and my glasses and my... Yeah, anyways, let's get into spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, just leave. I'll give you a second to leave. Alright, if you haven't left, sucks to be you. The movie was amazing. It started off with Kong chasing being chased by the wolves, which is what I expected. And he jumps over a crevice which I thought was going to be how he escaped the wolves. It wasn't. The wolves followed him. I'm not going to say how that ends because it was pretty interesting. But he goes to have some food. He has a toothache. He goes to the surface. Godzilla gets awoken. You know, the beginning of the movie is not very interesting, but it does definitely start off to get you interested. The main point, when Kong follows Zuko to Scar King's lair, and he sees all the Kongs, there was two things that really stood out to me within that lair. First off, there was 3 Kong heads on spikes as a symbol not to disobey Scar King. Or at least that's what I thought. And one of the Kongs got thrown into lava, which I understand that. Kong should not have been there. And Scar King has a lot of emotion in this movie. If you think Kong has emotion, yeah, no. Not whenever it comes to Scar King. Because Scar King, when you look at him, you can see that he is either sinisterly, I think that's right. He's grinning and he just looks evil. If he's smiling, it's creepy. Because you know he's thinking of something. And he's going to do something. A lot during this movie. You see a lot during this movie of him just smiling. And you're like, what are you doing, Scar King? What are you up to now? What's your next move? And really, it's amazing. Of course, the crystal on the end of his whip is, of course, to control Shimo. That was, called from the very beginning. Shimo is absolutely massive, though. Mothra was a good addition, although she wasn't really in the movie too much. She didn't help in the fight at all, which I'm okay with, but I wish she would have at least been present. So, of course, Kong went to Scar King's lair. He got in a fight with Scar King, got cut on his left hand with the whip, and then Scar King kind of gave the order. They pushed a large rock into the river of lava. The lava stopped. Shimu came out of her cave, and it looks like Shimo is trying to resist Scar's command, but is unable to. So, of course, eventually she ends up shooting at Kong. Kong dodges it, grabs his axe, gets it up just in time for the second ice blast. It freezes his hand. He drops the axe. The ice on his hand all breaks off. Then he retreats. And he retreats to where the main characters are at. Inside of the Iwi village, I guess. I don't know how to explain this because it's something that you just have to watch in order to understand. Because if you don't watch it, this is probably not making any sense. But eventually, Scar's... The hand of Scar, the 3 apes that are... I guess it's not 3 apes, it's more like 20. But the apes that are directly under Scar, they eventually catch up to Kong, but Kong is able to escape. But one of the minions, one of the Scar's people, sees a portal, or a portal? No. An entryway to the surface. So they went back, they told Scar King. Scar King gets on Shimo and starts riding out to go to the portal. Kong gets his beast glove, goes up to the surface, does an alpha call, gets Godzilla to where he is in Egypt. They destroy the pyramids because nobody likes triangles. And then Mothra comes up and stops them from fighting. Good job, Mothra. But then they go back to Hollow Earth. They have a weird anti-gravity fight where gravity does not work. And then gravity starts to work again. Scar and Shimo and Kong all get to the surface. Godzilla shows up not too long after. They start a huge battle royale. Godzilla breaks Scar's whip, and the crystal is now like just laying on the ground. Zuko comes up. When Kong went to the surface after Scar King and Shimo, he left his axe in the wall, and Zuko grabbed his axe and brought it for him. Zuko shows up. Kong and Scar King are tackling each other, trying to see who can get the crystal first. Zuko comes with the axe, breaks the crystal. There's a huge explosion. And then you see Shimo go from, I guess, mind-controlled and fighting Godzilla to just like, where am I? What's going on? Shimo eventually sees what's going on, understands. Kong is holding up Scar King by the throat. It's awesome. And then Shimo, well, she freezes Scar King completely. And then Kong picks him up, smashes him on the ground, and pummels him, breaking him into many, many, many thousands of pieces. Which I thought was awesome. It's a great way to end Scar King. And then, yeah, that was basically it. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. But I think the coolest part about this is after Kong and Godzilla won, Kong went back to where Scar King was living, or where he was keeping all the other Kongs captive. Kong freed all the Kongs that were trapped there, and Shimo is now Kong's pet. Shimo's acting like a dog. Yeah. So Kong now has a pet. What the next movie is, I have no idea. I'm hoping it's something like Kong, Hollow Earth, or Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, something like that. I don't know what the next villain is going to be. There was no kind of hint to it. So I don't know. I know this is probably a very bad movie review, but honestly, I really enjoyed this movie. It was absolutely amazing. I don't know how to tell you that you need to see this movie. Even if you are not a MonsterVerse fan, you have to see this movie because it will keep you interested constantly. There was times in the theater where I wanted to stand up and run down to the very middle of the theater to just stand there and watch. I controlled myself. I didn't. But when the credits started, I stood up right where I was sitting and started to applaud. And the entire theater started to clap with me. Now that doesn't happen very often. So you can definitely agree that means this movie is good. If the entire theater starts clapping because you started clapping. Doug was in the movie as well. There was so many monsters. It's insane. But yeah. It was a very good movie and I really enjoyed it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go to sleep because it's currently 10:33, and I have sunrise service tomorrow morning. So I'm going to sleep. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the future.